So let the hilarious fawning begin.
Those lights that are just shooting out from the Lincoln Memorial along the reflecting pool, it's like almost extensions of Joe Biden's arms embracing America. It was a moment where the new president came to town and sort of convened the country in this moment of remembrance, outstretching his arms.
Wow, Tubin really let himself go. But wait, there's more.
The 46th president of the United States putting his soul into his first address.
He gave the kind of inaugural address our presidents used to give, as hopeful as the man delivering it.
We saw the steely determination and compassion of President Joe Biden.
What a great love story between Jill Biden and Joe Biden. And we haven't had a love story in the White House in 4 years.
It is a love story between the press and Biden. A New York Times editor even admits she got chills from Joe, which we hope isn't COVID. Meanwhile, as the corporate press drools for Joe, they frantically spit on the outgoing guy, trying to outdo each other on who's more relieved that our national nightmare is over.
A welcome sight for many Americans. President Trump is leaving Washington.
It's going to be a little pathetic, a tiny little crowd at Joint Base Andrews.
He's almost leaving town like an autocrat.
He just looks like a small man.
He knows he is leaving a pariah, and nobody wants to be seen with him.
4 years ending with true American carnage, a riot, a pandemic, carnage.
It's amazing the emotional intensity of their conformity. The media is so predictable you could set your watch to their lockstep. The press are like children, overjoyed that mommy's deadbeat boyfriend finally moved out of the house, except they still can't quit America's bad boy at all. Nope, Trump has actually left a Trump-sized hole in their lives, and they're trying to figure out how to fill it. And with what? Well, the media coverage will bounce between softcore fluffery masquerading as hard news. Example, hey, did you hear Joe has a Peloton? I got 2 sources to go on record. To pieces that remember the awful past under the Fonzie Godzilla hybrid that was Trump. Don't worry, there will be no anonymous sources feeding Blitzer false stories of Biden meltdowns. And in the media's gassy stew, you'll see the regret. What will they do after all their bitter emotional farewells? When they realize their primary engine of profit, creating conflict and hate based on their own loathing for Trump, is finally gone. Let's ask Mara.
A lot of Americans of goodwill saw the true face of white supremacy and of Trumpism at its core. What is preventing us from coming together to fight our real enemies, like COVID, is racism. It is at the heart of what allowed Donald Trump free reign to terrorize the American people for 4 years.
Yes, Trump may be gone, but you, the possibly racist person who voted for him, you're still here. But not for long if they can help it. And by they, I mean media, Katie, who have gone beyond parody. I get it, greatest inauguration ever, but come on.
Greg, I have another one for you. All the fashion magazines, including Refinery 29, said today Dr. Biden is bringing American fashion back into the White House, starting with this subtle sparkly coat. Now, I loved the outfit that First Lady Jill Biden was wearing today, but First Lady Melania Trump was a supermodel and a designer of high fashion. So, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Get ready for it. 4 years. Their first opportunity is tonight with the press secretary, who will be out at 7 o'clock to ask the follow-up questions of the executive orders today, which I'm sure will be in the honeymoon period.
Yeah. You know, Juan, I express my opinions here. This is a discussion show. We don't pretend to be hard news, as esteemed as that is. Yet these are people that pretend to be objective news anchors who are drooling as they're watching an event. We can do that. We're commentariats, but they're hard news. Seems to me like a betrayal of America's trust.
I don't see it that way. I think that, in fact, what you have is in America more opinion and opinion. I wish we would get back to more simple facts, but some people might say that was boring. I do think that what you see in the conservative echo chamber, Greg, is, you know, constant campaign, political barbs, attacks, nicknames, bullying. I just don't like it, and I think that that sells for a lot of people. So the campaigning never stops, and we never get to, like, solving problems for the country. We never get to talk about compromise. People who want to compromise, they're dismissed as weak, you know, as quislings. They're terrible. And so the emphasis is always on selling grievance, selling grudges, picking fights. I mean, I guess that's what gets the person to come back and listen to the next show, but to me, that's not what government should be about. It should be in the name of the American people and the best interest of the American people.
Yeah. I think Brett Kavanaugh would agree with you after what those Republicans did. Oh, wait, it wasn't Republicans. Hey, Jesse, this is why when we look at this stuff, you cannot trust this industry. This industry that we are in is the lead, because you watch them just transform their belief system or their mentality depending on the party. It's amazing.
Well, Juan said yesterday that people's personal politics shouldn't affect their job performance. So when you heard all those hard news reporters saying Trump's a white supremacist, that was not affected at all by their personal politics. He has been proven to be a card-carrying white supremacist. That's hard news, right, Juan? Of course not. That's their opinion infecting their job, and that's what the problem is.
Last word to you, Dana. We don't pick sides here, but they do, don't they?
But let me just say one thing that the Biden team has benefited from. They are extremely tight-lipped. They do not leak so far. That might change now that they're at the White House, but on the campaign, like, reporters are extremely frustrated. They had a disciplined approach. If they can bring that to the White House, their dealings with the media will probably be better.
All right. Not sure.